Hello everyone, welcome to the Starbeats fan and enjoy this video. St. Chief Wagon. This is the largest, baddest wagon. These things had been so cool. Chasing classic cars, a popular display for antique car lovers, debuted in 2008 with the principal goal of coming across and restoring iconic antique vehicles for folks that ignored out on experiencing automobiles from the golden era. The display provides a threat to witness these automotive treasures, hosted via Wayne Carini. This system follows his look for cars worth of inclusion on his list. Wayne is assisted by way of automobile specialist Roger Barr in website hosting the show. Notwithstanding its enormous popularity and monetary fulfillment, the show has confronted undisclosed, demanding situations backstage that the solid isn't always allowed to talk about overtly. Join us today as we find the fact in the back of the disappearance of chasing classic cars. Wayne Carini's childhood. Wayne Carini is a call that hits domestic for lots conventional car fans. Wayne turned into born on the 13th day of October 1951 in Portland, Connecticut. His father, Robert Bobbs Keeney, turned into a vehicle enthusiast as properly and owned a collision restore and automobile healing commercial enterprise in Glastonbury, Connecticut. At the very younger age of 9, Wayne advanced a keen affection for vehicles after taking a traditional Ferrari for a spin. It became a 1960 Rosso Chiaro 250B to be precise, but this wasn't his first encounter with conventional automobiles. Developing up in a family brimming with automotive enthusiasts, Wayne turned into immersed in the global of vehicles from an early age. Surrounded by way of the points of interest and sounds of repair paintings, he absorbed valuable knowledge and skills, laying the inspiration for his future endeavors. From the cradle, Wayne was immersed inside the world of car refurbishment, running alongside his father on classics like Duesenberg Lincoln Packard's GTH Criminal Specials and Ford Model A. On the age of 16, he additionally started to seek out vintage classic automobiles and purchased them for upkeep. Inside the year 1952, Wayne's father, Bob, played a pivotal role inside the established order of the version it restores Car Club of America, a testament to the deep-rooted connection to the car community. Bob ran a pretty reputable car repair and recovery enterprise in their city, operating side through facet together with his father. Wayne now not simplest honed his mechanical information but also imbibed the principles of expertise and interest to element they surpassed down generations of automotive information, instilling in Wayne a profound appreciation for the artistry and engineering at the back of classic cars. However, but it changed into, for the duration of their visits to showrooms, that Wayne's passion in reality ignited. These tours, guided through his father's discerning eye, uncovered Wayne to the timeless beauty and historic significance of antique automobiles. Each come across left an indelible influence, fueling Wayne's preference to immerse himself further in the global of classic automobiles. Notwithstanding harboring aspirations beyond the automobile realm, Wayne's heart remained steadfastly committed to his love for vehicles. Even as he pursued other profession avenues, the allure of conventional vehicles continued to beckon him. For Wayne, his dream job turned into no longer simply a profession, however a vocation, an opportunity to combination his expertise, passion, and reverence for classic vehicles into a satisfying and purposeful endeavor. Ardor for vehicles. Wayne's passion for automobiles wasn't merely a passing hobby, it was deeply rooted in his upbringing and private experiences. Growing up, he changed into surrounded through the sounds of engines revving and the odor of motor oil. Way to his father's involvement inside the automobile enterprise. This early exposure laid the muse for Wayne's lifelong fascination with automobiles. After finishing his education at Central Connecticut State University, Wayne determined himself at a crossroads. Even as his degree in art schooling spread out opportunities inside the coaching field, his coronary heart yearned for something greater. It was then that his father, spotting Wayne's expertise and passion, made a pivotal selection by means of turning in one half of the own family enterprise to Wayne. Bob, now not most effective, furnished him with a means of livelihood but also ignited a spark that would fuel Wayne's automotive journey. Wayne's transition from art instructor to automotive enthusiast turned into gradual yet inevitable. His herbal knack for car restore and recuperation turned into glaring to all who knew him, each inside and outside the circle of relatives' business. Even all through his spare time, Wayne should frequently be determined tinkering with engines or discussing the finer factors of classic vehicle layout with fellow enthusiasts. It was during one of these conversations that Wayne caught the eye of Jim Atroci, a pro veteran inside the global of antique cars. Jim saw something special in Wayne, an uncooked talent and an untapped capacity ready to be unleashed. With Jim's encouragement and guidance, Wayne began to peer antique motors in a brand new light. Jim's suggestion to pursue antique vehicles to start with regarded far-fetched to Wayne. After all, the concept of scouring the U for rare and elusive cars sounded extra like a pipe dream than a feasible career direction. However, Jim's unwavering perception in Wayne's skills sooner or later wore down his skepticism. 38 years after Wayne's initial foray into the arena of vintage cars, Jim reappeared in his life with a proposition that could change the whole thing. Notwithstanding his preliminary doubts, Wayne could not forget about the pull of destiny. With a aggregate of trepidation and excitement, he embarked on a new chapter. In his automotive journey, Wayne's adventure to website hosting chasing classic cars, Wayne and Jim engaged in a dialogue thinking about the direction of their venture. They at the same time agreed that even as performance and theatrics wouldn't take center stage, they remained uncertain approximately the program's trajectory. Notwithstanding the uncertainty looming over them, Wayne and Jim opted to take a soar of religion, acknowledging that the final results may want to swing both ways. They identified the importance of giving the show a shot, embracing the opportunity of achievement or failure with a blend of anticipation and trepidation. They released Chasing Classic Cars into the general public eye, unsure of what the destiny held. The preliminary reception exceeded their expectancies, maintaining their perception that they have been directly to something unique. As anticipation swelled, a dedicated crew rapidly coalesced, united of their assignment to unearth uncommon gems with rich histories. Amongst them stood Roger Barr, Wayne's adolescence associate, whose fervor for antique car gathering delivered intensity to the crew's endeavors. Little did they understand Roger's passion might play a pivotal position in shaping the path in their journey. Roger Barr's childhood. Roger Barr was a regular face on Chasing Classic Cars. He turned into acclaimed for being a nicely versed and experienced mechanic who manifestly cherished his task. However, his relationship with Wayne did now not start on the show. The two men met when Wayne became most effective, 10 years old, right around the time he rode his first Ferrari and fell in love with vehicles. Roger turned into born at the 15th of February, 1936 in Long Island, New York, so he changed into about 25 years old whilst he met Wayne. While you might imagine that may be a long stretch, the age gap between them was bridged superbly with the aid of the commonplace passion they shared for motors. As a toddler, Rare often wandered away to garages and repair stores wherein he hung around until it became darkish, keenly staring at the strategies the seasoned repairman employed in growing automotive gold. By the time he were given home every day, he'd be blanketed head over in motor oil, and this normally freaked his mother out. However, the younger man was set in his methods, and he knew his life would be targeted around vehicles for a completely long term. As a matter of reality, he even dreamt of becoming an aviation engineer, but an offsetting assignment stood in his manner. You spot. Roger had dyslexia. Growing up, he struggled with studying and comprehending fundamental written textual content, and this changed into going to pose a hassle for him as a ways as going to high school and getting proper grades went, thanks to his patient and supportive parents. Though Roger turned into capable of go to high school and graduate well, they even went as a long way as moving towns so their son could attend the college of his desire, which he paid for by way of babysitting humans as youngsters. In his loose time after leaving college, Roger went on to acquire his dream of turning into an aviation engineer. For this, he relocated to Germany, and whilst he became there, he also picked up a brand new interest, becoming a backup driver for porous recreation vehicles. When his time there came to an end, he again domestic to America, wherein he commenced operating on jet engines for aircraft manufacturers Pratt & Whitney, and then in 1965, at the age of 29, he opened his very own garage in Connecticut. In his garage, Roger carved a thrilling niche for himself. He may want to fix any overseas motors so long as they have been now not French. This became something that became not accepted in his locality on the time, and it gave him a leverage over different repairmen in the city. This manner, Roger turned into capable of construct a emblem and a name for himself, all at the same time as polishing his abilities and becoming the fine repairman within the city. It became at the moment that he commenced partnering with Wayne's father, Robert Carini, at his body store, no longer so far from Roger's storage. If each person brought in a foreign vehicle, Robert could call on his trusty friend to address the task. Extra than that, Roger excelled at building brilliant racing cars. Little Wayne became interested in Roger's work and would hang around to look how he did it extra. So the sheer truth that Roger changed into kind and constant to Robert made Wayne love him all the more, and so both guys built a cordial and jointly respectful courting. But lifestyles happened. Wayne grew and went alongside to locate his very own existence lower back at domestic. Although Roger's commercial enterprise became starting to dwindle, he turned into dropping money rapidly and could slightly hold the garage open anymore, so he offered the vicinity to Volkswagen and tried his arms at different career paths. He began teaching engineering at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and also spent 5 years on the University of Hartford, Connecticut. Unnecessary to mention, he excelled as a lecturer, as well as his knowledge transcended the textbook's pages. It stemmed from unmatched passion and enjoy. However, it simply wasn't the equal for Roger. He by no means desired to teach engineering. He wanted to exercise. He desired to try his fingers at fixing new automobiles and aircraft engines. So on the age of 65, while most humans his age were already giving up on their dreams and aspirations, Roger took the bold step of returning to his equipment, and this turned into, while he reunited with Wayne Carini, Wayne provided him a process at certainly one of his garages. F40 Motorsports. Here Roger worked because the chief mechanic for a touch over 3 years before the taking pictures of chasing classic cars started out by means of extension, Roger became going to function at the display as the lead mechanic on the storage. He installed his satisfactory work and became absolutely enthusiastic about his process. His ingenuity introduced a freshness to the display that saved fans returning for each episode. However, maybe that become a horrific concept, because this is in which things began to move south. The fulfillment of chasing classic cars. Vintage automobiles of rare pedigree were noticeably valued through enthusiasts representing not just vehicles but pieces of automotive history. Jim and Wayne, spotting the significance of those conventional motors, went above and past to maintain their strong point. They understood that every automobile had its personal tale to inform, and it became their task to ensure that those tales were not lost to time. Wayne's insistence on no longer previewing the cars before they were showcased on TV added an element of spontaneity and authenticity to the show. His genuine reactions resonated with visitors who appreciated seeing his ardor for classic vehicles spread in actual time. This approach made the program a whole lot greater enticing and relatable, as viewers felt like they were experiencing Wayne's journey along him. After examining every automobile, Wayne frequently asked a quick power around the assets to further determine its situation and overall performance. This hands-on method allowed him to make greater informed decisions. Approximately the future of every vehicle. Once back at Wayne's store, the car could go through thorough inspection and upkeep to ensure that it turned into in most useful situation. The decision whether or not to promote the car for a profit or upload it to Wayne's personal collection become now not taken lightly. Each vehicle represented a chunk of automotive history, and Wayne understood the responsibility that got here with being a custodian of these treasures. His passion for conventional automobiles extended beyond the display, as evidenced by means of his good-sized personal collection. Chasing classic cars, regarded for its truthful aesthetic and commitment to strong point, have become a staple for automotive fanatics worldwide. The show's longevity, spanning 17 seasons over 13 years, despite the range in episode rely from season to season, the core essence of the display remained unchanged. It turned into in no way approximately flashy gimmicks or over-the-top drama. As a substitute, it became approximately celebrating the beauty and craftsmanship of antique motors. The 17th season, inclusive of best 5 episodes, served as a reminder of the show's potential to evolve with the instances, even as different programs may additionally have depended on emotionally charged character moments or tricky plots to keep visitors engaged. Chasing classic cars stayed proper to its roots. It changed into a display for true automotive enthusiasts who preferred the artistry and history at the back of each conventional automobile. Featured on the software Backstage, Roger Barr's position and controversy. The renewal of the show for a 2D season became shrouded in secrecy, leaving lovers in suspense and sparking hypotheses about its future. Notwithstanding the uncertainty, rumors commenced to flow into suggesting that Chasing Classic Cars might be getting ready to cancellation. This uncertainty intensified whilst Roger Barr, a key parent in the show, all at once departed, leaving lovers questioning the display's continuity. Roger's departure raised eyebrows amongst fans, who have been blind to the underlying problems surrounding his involvement in the application. After the 14th season of the show resulted in 2019, Roger stopped appearing on the display, being that he became 883 at the time. Fans of the display assumed the worst had passed off to him, but the contrary become honestly the case. Roger turned into no longer lifeless. As a matter of reality, he was very a good deal complete of power and life. Roger's absence from F40 Motorsports and Chasing Classic Cars changed into attributed to ongoing fitness issues, which he addressed in a quick look in 2020. He suffered a place of business coincidence to his leg that proved fatal. The real nature of this accident is not publicly recognized, but sources imply that the coincidence which befell at the F40 Motorsports activities premises passed off in 2017. So for 2 years, Roger's health was omitted at the same time as he persevered to work on the garage. And characteristic on the display too, its miles stated that Roger took day without work paintings to take care of the damage in 2017. However, he returned in November of that equal year. According to his family, he re-injured that leg some months later, and it turned into simplest after the harm evolved a greater extreme bacterial contamination in 2019 that Roger had to be hospitalized, hence main to his disappearance from the display. Guests who paid the payments all the ones times Roger had to go to medical institution for his injuries. Roger himself, alas, neither Wayne F40 Motorsports or maybe the Chasing Classic Cars show did something at all to help Roger. You can now not agree with this, but this did not deter his love for his job. While Roger sooner or later felt better, he asked to return to the garage, however was denied. His job returned, he became simply permit off the show and forgotten by the team like he never existed. However, even as this controversy raged on social media, observers tried to allay the allegations against Wayne his business within the show by using speculating about Roger's internet worth. Roger became predicted to have an internet really worth of $1.3 million following his 12 years lengthy involvement with chasing classic cars. This changed into intended to mean that he becomes set for a cushy retirement and will pay all his payments with or without Wayne. However, then, in a surprising turn of occasions, Roger took to his reputable Facebook account to debunk those claims in a put-up that examined, "I would like to correct something available on the internet. There may be a video obtainable that supposedly has records about me even as I'm nevertheless good-looking and respiration. I would love my lovers to realize two information. Number one, I have now not retired. I stored asking to come back again to work and become instructed no work. Then within the mail I received the attention that I changed into involuntarily terminated. Yep, now not even over the cell phone or an individual, just permit pass. I determined any other process that I'm definitely playing at the paddock traditional automobile restorations in New Britain, Connecticut. This leads me to my wide variety. It would seem that a person we may not mention placed out the second massive lie. I'm no longer worth $1.3 million. The fact is I need to work to preserve a roof over my head and meals on the table. I became no longer paid something to appear on Digicam. If I became worth that a good deal, I might be solving the two enamel that have damaged and all the house maintenance which can be needed. The GoFundMe page began by using superfan Steve Cripps, changed into a lifesaver homesaver, and something remarkable. This may be hard to trust, however. It is able to handiest be the fact if it got here from the horse's mouth. Roger was never paid for his time on screen. He was additionally in no way positioned on employee medical health insurance nor compensated for having suffered this type of tragic coincidence at the same time as running at the premises. If Roger's true friend Steve Cripps hadn't commenced a GoFundMe to assist with Roger's medical costs, who knows what might have passed off to the vibrant mechanic backstage. There have been discussions about Roger's reimbursement and the volume of his contribution to chasing classic cars. A few lovers had been amazed to analyze that Roger did not acquire monetary benefits from the sale of distinct automobiles featured at the display, nor changed into he compensated for his on-screen appearances. The revelation that Roger, a revered discern inside the vehicle display world, become facing financial demanding situations sent shockwaves via the fan community. In spite of his prominent repute, Roger's financial struggles highlighted the complexities of the entertainment enterprise and the demanding situations faced via even the most famous personalities. Wayne's tries to address the situation and offer factors did little to appease the frustration felt by using enthusiasts. Many were dismayed by using the lack of transparency surrounding Roger's departure and the issues surrounding his reimbursement. The seasoned technician grappling with felony complexities located himself in a dilemma as he sought criminal help to reclaim vital objects left at the back of at the car commercial enterprise. No matter diligently enjoyable his responsibilities and receiving his paycheck from the firm, he found out he hadn't been compensated for his TV appearance, adding to his financial stress. Issues about Roger's future involvement inside the show arose, especially thinking about its initial run for just one season earlier than rumors of cancellations surfaced. Chasing classic motors. Unfortunate give-up enthusiasts of chasing classic cars were left in suspense as updates on the show's repute were non-existent for 2 years, particularly amidst Wayne's criminal entanglements in 2020. One of complexity to the situation. At the same time as Wayne selected to remain silent on the problem, avid fans of the display took to social media to voice their frustrations and concerns. Whilst the TV show faces low scores, network executives often contemplate cancellation. There were discussions suggesting that chasing classic cars had experienced a decline in its allure and had possibly reached the give-up of its herbal trajectory. However, the journey to stardom for chasing classic cars became a long way from instantaneous or convenient. It took several years of regular effort to cultivate a large and devoted fan base. Thinking about this, it seems particularly paradoxical to end the show unexpectedly due to fluctuating TV ratings, especially when suffers has been a key element in constructing its fulfillment over the years. Furthermore, the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic added about sizable challenges for businesses throughout diverse industries, which includes entertainment. The implementation of health protocols and restrictions disrupted production schedules and impacted viewership sample. Only these days have things started to return to a semblance of normally, allowing for the resumption of amusement sports because the enjoyment industry adapts to the published pandemic landscape. Visitors can anticipate a resurgence of creativity and innovation with promises of reboots, new seasons, and sparkling episodes throughout numerous television applications such as Chasing Classic Cars. Amidst the uncertainties surrounding the show's future, and if it ended because of Roger Barr's accident, reputable statements on its Facebook page hinted at ongoing improvement of latest episodes, yet they stopped quick of immediately addressing the possibility of cancellation. Within the midst of this ambiguity, speculation emerged that Wayne Carini may stage a comeback to TV displays in 2024, igniting pleasure among enthusiasts as they expect his capacity participation in antique car races across the nation. What do you reflect on consideration on the manner Roger Barr became handled with the aid of a business he labored to construct? Would you still watch chasing classic cars after this? Proportion your thoughts within the feedback beneath. Kindly hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and join C Extra like this. You could additionally tap any of the movies in your display screen to look more terrific motion pictures. We are hoping you like those as tons as you adore this. Thank you for looking.